Laura, that feeling of what I just described to you and that feeling of that peace, I recall it so vividly that it's with me. It's never left.
Welcome to the Lala Guru Show. Get ready to level up your life. I'm your host, Laura Lewis, but you can call me Lala. If you're interested in living life to the fullest, then this show is for you. Join us for each episode as we explore thought-provoking and fascinating information regarding matters of the body, the mind, a little bit of business, and beyond. Our upcoming podcasts include deep dives on energy healing, quantum physics, the law of attraction, the power of the subconscious mind, longevity medicine, boosting your immune system, and so much more. Plus, for those of you who have a desire to grow your own business, we'll be exploring cutting-edge strategies on how to best amplify your brand or messaging platform. So get ready to level up your life in every way with the Lala Guru Show. Now, here's a question for you. Would you love to have more peace, joy, bliss, and prosperity in your life? I mean, really, who wouldn't want that? Today, we're going to explore how to achieve those very things through quantum pioneering, where ancient teachings meets neuroscience. Today, my guest is Dalia Rondeau. She's founder of High Vibes for Wellness and High Vibes with Dalia. Dalia is joining us today to talk about quantum pioneering, as well as share her near-death experience and how it made a profound impact on her life. Dalia is a former People magazine reporter who turned holistic healer after embarking on a journey to heal herself from immune system issues and to help her twin boys find healing on the spectrum of autism. This journey led her to become a certified theta healing practitioner, sound healer, quantum biofeedback practitioner, yoga meditation teacher, and now she is studying to become a doctor of natural medicine to help you connect to the healing power of love, compassion, and pro-consciousness. And everyday person like you and me, Dalia likes to help people surf the waves of quantum frequencies and change their reality in miraculous ways. Please help me welcome Dalia Rondeau. Welcome, Dalia. I'm so happy to have you here.
Well, hi, Laura. Thank you so much for inviting me to your new podcast. This is so exciting what you're doing.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm very excited about it, and really, I love to indulge myself in talking to interesting people like you. You're also my friend, but
Thank you.
one of the most
Thank you.
interesting people I know. And today, we're talking about where it was. I think it's so interesting, talking about quantum pioneering,
Mhm.
meaning ancient teachings meets neuroscience or neuroscience practices, I guess.
Mhm.
And so today, because I've already experienced this today, what you are going to be doing, but
Mhm.
before we get to this really interesting thing that you do, which is you call it quantum feedback, that type of thing. I guess there's
Mhm.
other ways to describe it.
Yeah.
Um, but before we go there, let's talk about you. And the one thing
Mm.
is that was highly transformative for you in your life is that you had a near death experience.
Yes, I did, Laura. So, really, what propelled me into doing this work it started when I was 13. I had a near-death experience. We've all heard of these types of things. There's thousands and thousands of case studies of people leaving their bodies, going to the other side, sometimes heaven, sometimes not, positive experiences, accessing higher consciousness, love. And that is what happened to me. I was 13 years old, and it was spring break.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing with one of my older brothers, and Danny. We're very close to this day. But I was 13 and I was being ornery and I was popping him with a beach towel
Okay.
because we were
That's what you
outside.
do.
That's
That's
what
what
you
you
do when
do.
you're 13 and your big
Right.
brother. And we had always notoriously been, we would fight with each other. And my mother would always say, y'all stop that. Someday you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Stop that. Someday you're going to hurt. Well, we were playing tug of war with this beach towel. And I was in front of our glass coffee table and he let go of his end of this tug of war. And when he did, I flew backwards.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did, I landed on the table. And, this is kind of gruesome, but, I go ahead and tell you this not to traumatize people, but I fell into this glass and it broke into tiny blades, not beads of glass, like most coffee tables are now. I don't know, crash
So
resistant anyway.
this was an older type of
Well,
glass.
not too old, Laura. Okay, I'm not a
Okay.
fossil, but okay, but
All right. I'm
but yeah,
sorry.
yeah, it's still broken to blade.
Got
Okay,
it.
so but I fell into it and glass. Immediately, I felt pressure. I didn't have pain like you would imagine. So when I tell you this, it went in my back. One of these blades went in my back on my right side, and literally came out the front like
Oh.
all the way through. I know, right? So like a
Right.
big stab wound.
Yeah.
So it was quite tragic in the sense I knew it was serious. I immediately went into shock and I pulled out this blade. It was like this will to live took over my consciousness, and I went into this space immediately of what to do to survive in this moment. It was very intense. I was eventually rushed into surgery where they removed my right kidney. My kidney couldn't be saved. During this moment of rushing into surgery, I literally saw the doctors running me down. It was like some, episode and I was at complete and total peace saying this prayer and knowing that it wasn't my time. But lights went dark. And the next thing I know, Laura, I was literally up out of my body.
Mm-hmm. But were you in the operating
It would have
room
been in the
already?
operating room at
Okay.
this time because the last conscious moment I had was running down this hallway of the
Okay.
hospital with the doctors. And then, yes, we were in surgery and I was up above the operating table watching them with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went into this space. Everything was happening just at quantum speed. It was
Okay.
just lightning speed. And I'm in this space and I start to hear a quiet voice talking to me, but I don't see anything talking to me. It's just this quiet voice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's saying, it's not your time. I'm with you. You are going to be okay. It was very comforting.
Mm-hmm. Was it
And
a male or female, or do you know? Do you remember?
yeah, I do remember. It sounded kind of male to me,
Okay.
actually. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember consciously saying, oh, you're a guy or anything
Okay.
like that.
All right.
But it was just this comforting voice guiding me. You're going to be okay. This is not your time. And I had this thought, Laura, which, as a 13-year-old going through a lot of stuff, I remember enjoying the peace of this energy and this field of consciousness that I was
Mm-hmm.
in this space. And I knew this space. I remember consciously saying, oh, this is God. I'm with God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with the Holy Spirit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember saying, I don't want to go back there unless you're with me.
Oh, okay.
Telepathically, kind of like just thinking this, feeling this.
Yeah.
But when I did that, it was like, and I went right back into my body.
Ah.
And so, Laura, that feeling of what I just described to you and that feeling of that peace and that higher consciousness, I recall it so vividly that it's with me. It's never left.
Mm.
It's never
Mm.
left.
Mm-hmm.
And the big takeaway of this experience was, oh, I have that resource. Oh, I'm not really alone. Oh, our our lives, our energy does exist beyond the physical. I mean, it's just mind blowing when you have one of these near death experiences.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated with NDEs or near death experiences.
Mhm.
Reading Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, she had a
Mm,
lot of books on that. I used to have all these books on it in my 20s,
yeah,
and was
it's
almost
fascinating.
kind of,
It's
I mean, I hate
fascinating.
to, I hate, this sounds kind of bad, but I'm sort of jealous of you and others that get a chance to, really
Mhm.
feel and experience that beauty of that
Yeah,
existence. I can only,
yeah,
it's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like you could tell somebody how it is, or
yeah.
you're really never going to get it. And so I think it's beautiful. So because you had this experience, I mean,
Mhm.
how has that come forward in your life to help others?
Mhm. Yeah, so a couple of ways, couple of things that happen. Um, I woke up in intensive care 3 days later.
Okay.
When I awakened, I was completely sensitive to light, sound, um, and people could walk into my room and I would immediately feel and know something about them.
Mm.
Okay.
So you did not have that before, or
No,
that you
no,
were,
no. I mean,
okay,
I might have been a pretty sensitive kid and
sure.
in some of those ways, like I said, empath would be or something, but
Uh-huh.
no, I didn't have that skill set. And I remember being blown away by what is going on, like what is happening and needing some time to integrate that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and to allow that to be. And then, you know, I remember being fascinated with all kinds of things paranormal after this because I was trying to make sense of it beyond what I knew in religion as heaven, but also, oh, we have a spirit self, spirit body, spirit world,
Mm-hmm.
and um so this ability awakened inside of me. I always tried to kind of smooth it over, move past it, be in the world, because I didn't want to be a big weirdo,
Because you're a teenager.
teenager, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then again later in life, this all kind of blew up and came front and center for me that you need to do something with these abilities because um, I had another series of events that I wouldn't call near death experiences, but they were certainly traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
A really good, one of my very best friends suddenly passing away from an aneurysm
Mm-hmm. So
and
sorry. Yeah.
and having a miscarriage with my husband and our twin boys being diagnosed with autism
Mm.
at the age of 2, all happening within about a 90-day period.
Oh my, very intense.
And I was blasted. And so I circled back. Like, my friend's name was Angela. Just a dear friend. She was a very, very high consciousness person. Just everybody loved her. And I was like, where did she go? I wonder where she is. There were some different encounters that happened with literally an angel coming to visit me. My husband saw it.
Oh,
I don't know if this was, I don't know what was going, it was just this brilliant, bright light
beautiful.
filling the room. It was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And so I came to this awareness of, oh my gosh, I've got to go back into all of this. I need to. And I first started to help myself because I was in a lot of grief,
Yeah. Yes.
help my boys,
Mm-hmm.
and then was like, oh, this is why all of this series of events has happened, that I can help other people. You do not have to have a near death experience to access that higher consciousness and to come into contact with God, where it can help your life, help
Right.
open up your abilities, because I do believe we all have these abilities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have, I believe that as well. And it's interesting to see how it does develop in certain people where others are really shut down. I guess there is, and we can
Mm-hmm.
have a whole other conversation
Right.
about this, I know, but about the pineal gland and as a child and what happens, it shuts down, our society, we're not nurturing it,
Yeah.
whatever, in the United States and in more
Mm-hmm.
Western culture, I guess, traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so you became how I introduced you. I mean, you're
Mm-hmm.
a theta healer, you're a sound
Mm-hmm.
healer. You've developed your own modalities. You're on your path to become a doctor of what is it?
Natural medicine, doctor
Yeah,
of natural medicine.
doctor of
Yeah.
natural medicine.
Yeah.
So this is amazing. And my background, I have a degree in nutrition. I love, all
Yeah.
that stuff, but
I know you do.
I'm one of those people that was raised with my grandma Ruby that was like, there's a lot of mystical, magical things about the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so, hence why I'm very interested in this
Mm-hmm.
topic, especially with what we're going to talk about now, even moving forward in our conversation today in this show about one of these of using quantum frequencies and quantum
Mm-hmm.
healing and quantum
Yeah.
feedback and that type of thing. So, first of
Yeah.
all, before we move on with that, thank you for sharing that story. I
Mm. You're
I know
welcome.
you shared this with me quite a while ago. I didn't remember all the details. It's actually a pretty amazing story, and it's also filled with so much, intensity. I can't
Mm-hmm.
imagine what you went through. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that you had told me about Angela, and you had a nickname for her. Was it?
I called her Lala, which
Which
is
is this is the Lala Guru Show.
so synchronistic. I call that synchronicity when something like
Yes.
that, matches up. It's not a coincidence
Yes,
necessarily. It's
yes, yeah.
divine.
The Lala came for me when I was a little toddler from my
Hmm.
father. So there you
Hmm.
go. All
I love
right.
it. I love
Well,
it.
so let's go on and just talk about this. What is biofeedback and how does it help people? And you're going to do a demonstration on me. Now, for
Yeah.
people that are listening, we also have a video recording of this show on YouTube. You can watch the show there as well as a few other places. So if you're listening, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or your favorite podcast platform, if you want to see this, you can go and watch it on our YouTube channel, the Lala Guru Show YouTube channel. So here we go.
Great.
Let's move into this. What is it that we're going to be doing? What is quantum biofeedback, Dahlia?
Okay. Thanks, Laura, for asking. And let me try and explain it. What I do believe happened in that out of body near death experience, I accessed higher consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that God has a frequency. It's a high vibrational frequency. Everything is made of energy, everything is vibration. So, as we are pioneering into natural medicine, I do believe we're going to be integrating even more of these types of tools, technology, energy, holistic health of all kinds are going to be coming into our world. It's already happening now. We have all been challenged the past couple of years
Yeah.
with the pandemic and all the
Yes.
things that's happened. And no matter where you are with that, we're all needing to take our power back. We're needing to take our personal health back
Right
into our
on.
hands and say, this works for me, this doesn't. This is a tool, it's an energetic tool that uh, software technology was developed to capture frequencies and hertz that are measured, combined into a software program that accesses the quantum field to bring the client, which today is going to be you, to
Okay.
bring you specific frequencies that your energy, your biofield is showing on the technology to perhaps be needing. And when we're talking about hertz, we're talking about measurable frequency vibration. We are electromagnetic beings. We are electric, we're magnetic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what we're vibrating out based on emotion or feeling or a bevy of other things,
Mm-hmm.
magnetic. What are we thinking about? What are we pulling in? Okay. So this is
Right.
just in a quantum physics terms, what we're doing.
All combined. It's not just the
All
physical,
combined, all
you know.
combined. So when you access higher consciousness, whether it be through meditation, prayer, maybe it's an ancient text you're reading like the Bible, or you're reading Sanskrit. Maybe you're in yoga class and you feel completely blissed out. You've reached higher consciousness in that moment. We're bringing in frequencies. These are higher frequencies. So likewise, our world, we're inundated with toxic chemicals, things that aren't high vibration. That when we're sad,
Yeah.
does our vibration drop?
Stress,
Yes.
anger. I always like to say we've got like the scale. I'm sure you do too, where we've got joy, peace, happiness, love. It's all
Mm-hmm.
kind of up in this
Yeah.
higher realm of frequency, and the
Yep.
lowers are
Yep.
the whereas that anger and you say sadness and we have our
Yeah.
lower frequencies. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes us fit, it's whatever is dropping our life force energy.
Mm-hmm.
No matter where you are, whether it's life force energy in Western culture, we have prana and we have chi. What adds to your life force energy?
Yeah.
So, we know that nutrition is going to add to it.
Right.
Um, Meditation has been proven to create peace and calm and help us emotionally regulate. And then we're coming up with all these innovative ways to bring in these frequencies. So this quantum biofeedback that I'm about to show you is
Okay.
just going to be sending and broadcasting frequencies to you that you need today. And we're going to focus in on some of the frequencies that are medicinal, they're holistic. Um, Maybe you've heard of the Bach flower essences. Have you heard of those?
Oh, I have. Our
Yeah.
listeners, our viewers, Bach flower remedies, Bach flower
Mhm.
essences, and what are they?
They address, they're very powerful, created by Dr. Edward Bach, and they are medicinal remedies that, in physical terms, you would spray or digest into water, into your energy, your auric field, to transmute certain emotions that perhaps um, are bothering you or are bringing you stress, bringing you discomfort in some ways.
Right. For example, I know, and it just popped in my head when I was widowed when my daughters were
Mm-hmm.
little.
Mm-hmm.
One remedy was recommended, which was Star of Bethlehem.
Star of Bethlehem is
Star of
for
Bethlehem
trauma.
for trauma.
Absolutely. It's for
Yes.
trauma, sudden shock
Right.
and trauma. And it
Mm-hmm.
helps to, smooth out the energy from that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the flower has a consciousness. I mean, this is what
It's beautiful. It's a
Dr.
beautiful
Buck
idea
said.
for
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
that all of these things, the plants, um, crystals, all of these things that God,
Mhm.
creator, source, made for us, we need to be utilizing those more, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
this technology takes that vibrational frequency, broadcast it to you, since everything is vibration. Does your body see it the same way as if it were in the physical form? And the answer is yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
does, because
Okay.
everything is vibration. So we're going to get to it.
Well, let's do it.
So,
So
all
what
right.
happens first? I know there's a few steps. Do you now you don't need to take I know that initially you take someone's photo. Is that right? Do you take their
Yeah.
and they put it into the program, but you already have mine photo.
Well,
Is that right?
I'm going
Oh,
to
a
take a
new
new one
photo.
today,
Oh, with
because
my
we're
Okay.
going to capture you in real time today and see
Okay,
what's
let's
going
do it.
on.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We're going to start a new analysis today. So we do this, which is really cool, by taking a snapshot, if you will, of your voice, a voice transmission.
That's right. Okay.
And your voice, everybody's voice, is pretty much like a fingerprint. It's unique
Hmm.
to you. And your frequency is measured by the voice. It's fascinating how this works. And
Mhm.
then it's ran in the against the algorithms that are in this program, algorithms, and then comes out with a range. So anything that's out of range means it needs more or less
Okay.
of the frequency. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So
ready.
I'm going to start with 3, 2, 1. And when I point to you, you're just going to say your name and the alphabet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Laura Lewis, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z.
Beautiful. Okay. So you hear this noise. It's
Okay, so
just,
this sound that you hear, you're running a program on me. Is that right?
it's running the voice through the algorithms.
Okay.
It's basically doing this in split-second time. This is way faster than anything I've used before. I've
Mhm.
gone through using kinesiology, muscle testing, and I still believe in all of that. It's fabulous. This
Okay.
works fast to look at your field.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to do a picture here. So
All right.
I'm going to do that now. So smile.
Okay, she's taking a picture with her iPhone.
There we go. And again, the analysis is going.
Okay.
Share screen with you so
Okay.
you can see
All right.
one thing.
Let's see
Okay.
it.
So now we have everything out here in front of us, and it's divided into body, mind, and biofield. And we're going to go to that biofield first. And we're going to look at your aura, Laura,
Okay.
and
And so I want to say, yeah, so if you're when you're listening to the podcast, so there's an image of a person like a body sitting, my picture is over it and it's analyzing my auric field. Please be patient is what it said.
it does. It says be patient because people like me that are like, okay, come on already. All right. So, Laura, what's going on here is we're seeing this aura of yourself, which is pretty muddy. It's got a lot of dark
Uh-oh.
gray in
Uh-oh.
it. And then you have this vertical stream of green, which is like healing coming into your body, and a
Mhm.
little purple that's going horizontally, saying something's happening up here in your crown chakra. And we
Okay.
divide this up into sort of like what's going on in the chakra. What I would say is, Laura, have you been having any kind of pain or discomfort today or in the last 24 hours?
Um, Still a little sinus, a little headache, not quite,
Okay. A headache.
100%.
Have you had any pain of the heart or emotional pain? Did you take care of
Hmm.
the care? Has anything
Probably
been
so. Yes, I've had some of that. Yes. Yes. In
okay?
the past couple of days, I did have a little bit of a hit.
Maybe feeling a little down or depressed? I don't know. When I see that gray, that's kind of what I'm saying. So I hope
Yeah.
today you get really blissed out from what we're doing. So we're going to
Okay.
just keep going, okay?
All
We're
right.
going to find out. We're going to go right to, I'm going to take that as a cue. I'm going to go right to your emotional frequencies,
Okay.
okay? And I'm going to go over to the Bach flower essences we were just speaking about.
Okay.
And it's going to show us the lineup here has a lot of essences.
So what we're looking at when if you're listening, it's a Bach flower essences list like willow, rockwater, serato, pine, mustard, mimulus, gorse, rescue remedy, and then the blue area at the very bottom is wild rose. All right, so we're putting these things in my tray, my
Yeah,
virtual
yeah.
tray.
So what we're doing today, we're really highlighting emotional issues.
Okay.
Now we're going to go to your chakras.
Yeah, I'm
Look,
interested in that too. I love to see this visually, where we're looking at the chakras from the root to the crown,
yeah,
and they are showing up. I'm just describing this to those that are listening. They're showing up. We're not. Let's see. I guess you have to explain.
Yeah.
what I'm looking
So,
at.
so ordinarily, our chakras begin with our root chakra, going all the way up to sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, then crown. The program prioritizes based on what is of a high frequency or low frequency. You're showing kind of a low frequency in the root chakra area. Root chakra is how I relate to our earth family, how we relate to finances, how we relate to our safety,
Survival, right?
survival. You got it.
Mhm.
So we definitely are going to bring some energy to that root chakra. Then if we go all the way where it's prioritized, your brow chakra, which is the chakra right before your top of your head crown, the
Mhm.
brow is your third eye. It's a little dull today. It doesn't have a lot of energy. Have you been feeling a little off with your intuition?
Probably. I don't
You
Like I
know?
said, I've just felt like a little fuzzy like the past couple of days. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. So we'll put that into the tray to just bring you some more energy. And then the
Okay.
sacral chakra is the one that's right at our belly or belly button. And it's where we co-create the womb, the sacral chakra.
Okay.
So it could stand a little more energy. So we're going to put that
Mhm.
in.
Mhm.
Let's go ahead and let's look at today's stress. We're going to go to the physical. And actually, this will be good because we can just kind of ask some questions and see if this is accurate and
All
spot
right.
on. Today's stress is showing that you have some inflammation in your energy fields. It is
Yeah.
showing something around blood sugar. So I don't know if you haven't eaten in a while, that
Not
could maybe.
much.
And then the immune system is showing that it needs a little boost
Okay.
to music, which, when we're sluggish with our emotional state, it definitely affects our immune system. And that's why I love this work. When we bring in vibration to our field, to our being, our immune system is pepped up, it is boosted, and we are able to fight off colds and flus and all kinds of things so much
Mhm.
easier. And
So
so we're
again,
just
reminding our listeners or our viewers what you're doing is you're taking all these areas after analyzing me, dropping it down into this virtual holding tray, and you're going to be doing something with all those different things
yes,
that
all
need
of
to be
these
boosted.
Yeah, all of
Mhm.
these frequencies are going to be broadcast to you.
Mhm.
So I'm going to finally go over here to essential oils: lavender, lemon, cinnamon bark, helichrysum, chamomile, oregano. This chamomile is very calming. Oregano is to help your immune system.
Mhm.
These essential oil vibrations are coming to you. So you do not have to go out and purchase all of these. You can if you want, but this is just going to be broadcast to your system. Your system will know um, what to use for highest and greatest good. And then finally, I want to look for, there it is, bergamot or bergamot, however you like to say that. That's for joy.
I love bergamot. It's
Don't you love that?
wonderful. Yes.
Okay, so here we are. We've got frequencies in the tray,
Okay.
and we're going to go ahead and broadcast these to you right now.
Okay, so what I did is I paused the recording because the tones were being sent my way, the frequencies that were being sent my way, and now what is on the screen is Dahlia went ahead and pulled up the image of my aura, and for those that are listening only, there's been a giant transformation, and I'm really encouraged because it's not as you described as a lot of gray.
Ah,
Now we have beautiful pink and a big pink thing, a streak on the
mhm.
side, and lots of green, a little bit of bluish green. So what happened? What are we
Yeah.
looking at
So
here?
all of these frequencies that we went through and described were broadcast to you to either zero out any sort of discomfort and to bring in the higher vibrational essential oils and the flower essences to your field. So instantly, your biofield, your aura changed. And when we do this, you can see it right away.
Yeah.
It's so great with sessions. You can look and see, oh, there's still some gray or there's still this. Well, you have this beautiful pink, which I think is very high vibration. Obviously, I'm wearing pink. I love the color pink. It is the color of unconditional love. I always tell people to meditate in pink when
Mm-hmm.
you need to transmute something that feels, not good in your system.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you also have this really high vibration green, which in chakra terms, this is the color of the heart as well, but it's also the color of healing. So
Hmm.
healing and unconditional love is going throughout your auric field. Now there's a big vertical line of hot pink, really high
Yeah.
vibration. And it's over on your right side. So something is going on over there. I don't know if you've had any discomfort on the right side of your body.
Well, yeah, I have like some stiff joints in my right hand more than my left. Yes.
And if you look and see where it is, the listeners can't see this, but it's literally near where your hand and arm would be, is where it's really highlighted all the way through your root chakra. And if you remember, your root chakra was depleted of energy. So it looks like this love is coming in to assist with your root chakra, which
Oh,
I love.
and you know what else is that my right knee was giving me a lot of trouble last week for some weird reason, and it's also right there near my right knee. Is that right?
Oh, so there you go. And this
Yeah.
stuff is working, remember, on the biofield. So we are not necessarily feeling it right away, but you might be. But what I have noticed with these frequencies is when I run them on myself and other people, my clients, within 24 hours, they are feeling awesome. If I can record the frequencies, I send them to them and
Mm-hmm.
tell them to continue playing 2 times a day for the next week until we meet again. Sometimes I see people every week, sometimes I see people every other week. So I assist people vibrationally with these frequencies. In addition to, I do emotional regulation support, which is helping people through breath work, through meditation, theta healing, and we work on bringing in this higher consciousness to our everyday life. I think we can stop sharing now with
Okay.
this beautiful picture. I love where you
It's gorgeous. I love it. I
are.
love it. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And also, we have to reveal prior to us starting the show today, you were wearing something different. You were wearing a
Yep,
different color.
I
And
was.
I said, hey, listen, I got to do something. I'll come back to you. And I came back and and you're wearing pink. And you said
I was wearing bright pink.
yeah, you were
Yeah,
told to wear pink. And their pink was prominent in my
it
beautiful
was. It's a
aura
theme.
picture.
It's a theme today.
Yeah.
Holy Spirit literally quietly said, "Go put a pink shirt on," and this is welcome to my world. I got the message. I went
It's
and put on the
beautiful.
pink, and I think it was because we were supposed to be tuning into that frequency of love today. So
Oh, I think it's so beautiful. It was really, I did not know what to expect today. Well, I love it. I mean, I did this once before or a couple times with you before, which I didn't really know in the beginning what you were doing because you really didn't. You said, I got this new thing. I'm going to try it on you.
I know it's so hard to
And
explain,
it
right?
is
And
hard to explain. It
usually,
really is. That's why I wanted to do a show on this because
yeah.
it is phenomenal. You can do this for anybody, anywhere, as long as they have, well, you could even do it by phone if you had a picture of them, right?
Well,
Maybe.
I do it via, well, yeah, I can do it by phone. I do it mostly by Zoom because people love
Mhm,
to see it, but I do it for people who aren't available. They're living in another state. Sometimes they're in
mhm,
another country, so that
mhm.
we're on different time zones, and they'll say, "Hey, send me a text, Dahlia, can you run frequencies for me tonight? I'm having a bad day." I'll say, "No problem." I text them, I send them the before and after pics, and they feel
Oh,
it. It's
I love
amazing.
that. Run frequencies on me. Yeah,
On
please. So,
frequencies on me, please.
so after this, will you be sending me those tones? Will I be getting a little text with those
Yeah,
tones?
you'll get a text with your
I'll
aura tones, and you can be
expand my green and my on my
yeah,
pink. That would be lovely. So
yeah.
if people wanted, Dahlia, thank you so much for doing this. If people wanted to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do so?
Go to my website, High Vibes with Dahlia. Dahlia is spelled DAHLIA.com. Highvibeswithdahlia.com. All of my contact information is on there. You can read about the quantum biofeedback. You can read about theta healing. You can read about who I am, my educational background, anything that you want to know. It's fun to open up to this in your life, no matter how um, out of range this seems for you. This really is, I really truly believe this is where medicine is going to be going
Hmm.
in the future. We're going to be using frequency medicine. This is what's happening, and I'm
Beautiful.
excited to be a part of it.
All right. Thanks so
Hey,
much, Dahlia.
thank you. Namaste, Laura.
Namaste. Wow, that was a really interesting interview, and I highly encourage you to explore the quantum biofeedback that Dahlia has presented. I mean, life is frequency, life is vibration, and to try to live at a higher vibration in every way, whether it's mentally, emotionally, a variety of ways in your life, that is the goal here, to elevate us up so we can live our best, most extraordinary life. So I just wanted to thank you for tuning in to the Lala Guru Show. I'm Laura Lewis. Be sure and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform, or become a subscriber on the Lala Guru Show YouTube channel. And follow our show. Be sure to do that on social media with our handle of @the_Lala_Guru_Show. Until next time, here's to creating your most extraordinary life.